If you're in the market for a new slow pitch softball glove, you might be asking yourself, should I get a baseball outfielder's glove or should I get a slow pitch specific model? Let's talk about the differences in this video. All right, so first thing let's talk about is size, and this is the most obvious difference. So if you want a glove that's over 13 inches, you've got to get a slow pitch specific model. So this Easton Tantrum, this is a new 2026 model. This is a really attractive glove. This is a 14-inch. They don't make baseball gloves in 14-inch. This is a Rawlings R9. This is a 15-inch. This is about as big as they make them for slow pitch. And these can be right for the right person, especially if you don't have as much, vertical jumping power. You're losing a little bit of a step, or if you just want that little bit of extra reach at first base or in the outfield. I think 14-inch is honestly the best outfield choice for slow pitch. Now, if you're watching this video and you're really considering a baseball mitt, then you're probably looking at something smaller, right? This Miken Pro Series is 13 inches. They do make baseball outfielders mitts in 13-inch, but most baseball outfield mitts are 12 3/4 inches. And that's relatively a negligible difference, right? So if you're like, okay, I really like this one 13-inch softball slow pitch mitt, but there's a really attractive 12 3/4 inch baseball mitt, which one of those should I get? So Rawlings owns Miken and they own Easton, and Miken and Easton make a lot of slow pitch mitts. Rawlings also owns Worth, who make a lot of slow pitch mitts. Now, my experience with Miken gloves especially is they have really deep pockets, deeper than baseball outfield mitts. So if you're saying, hey, I want the most bowl-shaped glove that's going to absolutely swallow a softball and super stiff leather is not a priority for me, then I would say go with a slow pitch softball specific mitt, because there is no glove in my mind better than this Miken 13-inch or larger at having this really deep bowl shaped pocket. They've really manufactured it well to fit this gigantic softball. However, if you are okay with a baseball model and you don't need the deepest pocket in the world, then I'd probably suggest you go with a baseball outfielder's mitt. The reason being, they have way more price point options. They have way more options of leather. Like this Nike one is $320. This is really stiff leather, which you will not find in a slow pitch mitt. This Rawlings Pro Preferred, they don't make a Pro Preferred in a slow pitch style. So the best you can get is an outfield mitt like this one. These are a level of like luxury and quality that you're not otherwise going to find in very many slow pitch mitts. Now, Wilson is the one exception. Wilson does have a handful of gloves for slow pitch specifically in their higher end models of the A2000. So this is the SP14, which is a 14-inch slow pitch specific model. This is a really big glove. This is a great one for outfield. I use this in the outfield when games are tight. This is the SP13. This is a slow pitch 13-inch model. Also a great glove all around. They have this one in a bunch of different colorways. Rawlings doesn't make any. They make one Heart of the Hide specifically for slow pitch in a 13 and 14-inch. And in my opinion, it's not a very attractive glove. It looks very basic, a very just like dad looking glove. But Wilson is like interested in that market. So they make some really good slow pitch mitts of 13 and 14 inches. So if you want a higher end glove, they do make a couple options if you're going to go with Wilson. Now, if you're good with 12 3/4, you're like, that's as big as I need, so therefore I could go baseball or softball, the main consideration is web type. So in this Rawlings Rev 1X, this one has an H-web. This Nike also has an H-web. Most of the 12 3/4 come in an H-web because it's just, I guess, the way they manufacture it. And when you make the H-web, it makes this space, this web space wider. This Mizuno has a T-web where it's got this lacing and it's got the obvious, like the T-shape. This web and all the other ones that I've seen, they are noticeably shallower pockets. This Wilson A2000, this is a fast pitch mitt. This is 12 3/4. This also has a T-web. It's a really attractive, high quality glove, but the web and pocket are shallower because of this T-web. So I would say if you go with a baseball outfielder's mitt, you should go with an H-web model because these just have a wider thumb to pinky area and it will allow it to get deeper as it stretches out the laces and the leather itself. So most outfielders mitts do come in an H-web. So that's my recommendation. If you decide, okay, baseball mitt's good with me, let me go with an H-web. That's going to give you the best balance of a deep pocket and a deeper bowl shape. Not quite as deep as the Mikens or the specific slow pitch models, but still plenty deep, especially as it breaks in to catch a softball. That's, in my opinion, the best way to go. The last thing to mention is design, and this is another reason to go with a baseball outfitter's mitt. You're going to get way more options because the baseball market is huge. So if you go with a baseball outfitter's mitt, you're going to find more colorways, more designs. You can get a custom glove if you want from lots of different companies where you can completely customize the thing. That's true with the slow pitch market as well. There's a lot of custom glove companies, like this Nike Vapor Elite. This is a really cool, quirky glove. This Rawlings Rev 1X. This is a baseball outfitter's mitt. It's got this really cool rubber back, this shell. There's a lot of technology that's getting put into baseball mitts, more so than slow pitch mitts. So if you want something that's really cool and interesting and higher quality leather, stiffer, more moldable to your hand when you custom break it in, that's a really good reason to go with the Baseball Outfitters mitt. All right. So if you have any questions, if something I missed in this video, definitely leave me a comment below. I've experienced with a lot of different gloves now. So leave me a comment and I'll be sure to get back to you pretty quick. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you here in the next video.